What's up everyone and welcome back to the MMA Zone. Today we're talking about Jared Gordon going off on bettors over a recent UFC situation. During this past week's UFC card, news broke that Jared Gordon had been hit by a car ahead of the weigh-ins and chose not to tell anyone. The community found out when Belal Muhammad made it public. Before we continue, make sure to leave a like on the video to help support the channel. Since then, Jared has faced backlash from bettors who said it was unfair that they placed bets on him without knowing about his health situation. During an interview with Full Send MMA, Gordon responded to the criticism and said he could not care less what they have to say.
I make an income outside of fighting. I don't have to fight. And looking at the comments, people are like, oh, these broke fighters, they shouldn't be, mostly bettors, guys that are losing money on bets. You should be, I'm getting DMs, you should tell people when you're injured so we don't bet on you. You think I give a about you and your bets? Degenerate loser.
Arman Tsarukyan says he cannot afford to mess up in his upcoming grappling match. Although there has been no official word on when Arman Tsarukyan will return to the UFC, the streaking contender has stayed busy competing in grappling bouts. Ahead of his match against Benson Henderson this Friday in Moscow, Tsarukyan told Red Corner MMA that he has to be perfect because a loss would bring heavy criticism from fans. He said he has a serious opponent and cannot afford to make mistakes. If he loses, people will not let him forget it, so he plans to give 100% in a 10-minute match with no break and approach it professionally. He added that the grappling matches he has taken since his cancelled UFC 311 headliner against Islam Makhachev have kept him disciplined and motivated while waiting for news about his next fight. Tsarukyan also shared his thoughts on a potential matchup between Ilia Topuria and Paddy Pimblett. He believes Topuria is more likely to face Pimblett next rather than Justin Gaethje. Speaking to Sport 24, he said the UFC can do whatever it wants, but Pimblett seems like the more probable opponent. He added that if Makhachev wins another title, he could move up to 170 in pursuit of becoming a triple champion. Tsarukyan suggested that Topuria may prefer chasing history and bigger paydays over fighting him, and that even in defeat Topuria could say he moved up 2 weight classes. Meanwhile, Merab Dvalishvili is aiming for a knockout against Corey Sandhagen at UFC 320. After snapping his 5-fight decision streak with a submission win over Sean O'Malley in June, Dvalishvili told MMA Junkie that while many think the fight is easy, it is not. He called Sandhagen a dangerous opponent and said he has been working hard on his striking. He expects much of the fight to take place on the feet but understands it is mixed martial arts and anything can happen. His coach John Wood said fans will see a more brutal and entertaining version of Dvalishvili. The champion also commented on the upcoming bout between Umar Nurmagomedov and Mario Bautista, saying he hopes Bautista wins and arguing that some fighters earn title shots with fewer wins because of their name value. In other news, Ben Askren reacted on social media after learning that Dvalishvili defeated O'Malley while he was in a coma, saying that O'Malley should have spent more time improving his wrestling. TKO president Mark Shapiro recently explained why the UFC did not finalize a deal with Netflix. Reports had suggested the promotion might partner with the streaming giant, but Shapiro said Netflix was only interested in the numbered pay-per-view events and not the full schedule including fight nights. That opened the door for a deal with Paramount and CBS. Fans had mixed reactions, with some preferring all events under one platform and others believing the UFC missed out on the exposure Netflix could provide. Looking at upcoming fights, a middleweight bout between Mansour Abdul Malik and Antonio Trocoli has been added to UFC 323 in December. Teresa Bleda will face Jamie Lynn Horth at UFC Vegas 112, and Kayla Harrison shared an update on her potential fight with Amanda Nunes, saying both sides are interested and they are simply waiting on final details.
Here, I'm better than you. You know this.
Well, I hope so.
You know this.
The whole idea is to make him better everywhere, not just
Coach,
here.
Coach, you have to realize. You teach me this, now I'm better than you.
Okay.
Hey, of course he's gonna say you. No.
Everybody say, look, hey, over here. What? Say, what do you say?
Number one, coach.
Number 1 Tom Aspinall talks about Cyril Gane improving his ground game. Since his submission loss to John Jones in 2023, Cyril Gane has continued to work on his grappling. Ahead of their upcoming UFC 321 title fight, Tom Aspinall said he would not be surprised if Gane tried to take him down. Speaking to Bloody Elbow, Aspinall explained that this is mixed martial arts and he is preparing for every scenario. He said he works with high-level training partners in all areas and feels comfortable wherever the fight goes. While Gane has shown weaknesses on the ground in the past, Aspinall acknowledged that losses create opportunities to improve. He would not be surprised if they engage in grappling exchanges, but he is also ready for a stand-up battle. Aspinall added that he will take the path of least resistance on fight night. Coach blames UFC for Kelvin Gastelum weight miss. Despite moving back up to middleweight, Kelvin Gastelum came in 5 pounds overweight for his recent UFC fight. Some fans called for the promotion to release him as they did with Brian Battle, but there is no indication that will happen. Coach Ray Longo partially blamed the UFC for booking Gastelum on short notice. Speaking on the Onik and Florian show, he said the promotion should have known the risks of asking Gastelum to make weight on limited time. While Gastelum deserves responsibility, Longo suggested the UFC also shares some blame for putting him in that position. Michael Bisping agrees with Dana White on the Jon Jones situation. Although Dana White considers Jon Jones one of the greatest fighters of all time, he has been hesitant to place him on the upcoming UFC White House card because he wants dependable athletes. Jones previously turned down a short-notice fight against Chael Sonnen at UFC 151, which White has cited as a reason for concern. During his Believe You Me podcast, Michael Bisping said he understands White's stance. He pointed out that the UFC promoted Jones heavily and even reportedly offered him a large payday to fight Aspinall. However, after extended negotiations and delays, Jones later showed interest when the high-profile White House event was announced. Bisping said he does not blame White for being cautious given the circumstances. Dana White cancels UFC co-main event. With UFC Perth approaching, the scheduled co-main event between Junior Tafa and Tuco Tacos has reportedly been cancelled due to injury. Tacos stated on social media that Tafa withdrew because of an injury and expressed hope that the fight will be rebooked. As a result, the updated card now features Jimmy Crute vs Ivan Arslan as the new co-main event, with Dominic Reyes facing Carlos Ulberg in the main event.